Hello. Hi, everyone. Happy Saturday. We're still here. Miracle. Anyway, it's, it's been a tough week. You'll know when you see my video tomorrow about it's a deeper thoughts. Let's put it that way. But anyway, welcome in today. We're here. Thank you all for joining in. Johnny had to leave, but she checked in. Sonata, welcome. Bonnie in Canada, welcome. Tig Quill from Maine. Marcia, Restorative Imagination from South Africa, welcome back. I remember your tag there. I love that name, Restorative Imagination. Zaza, welcome in from Tucson. I know I saw your comment earlier. It's hot there, or it was already. It's only March. Ritor, welcome in from Norman, Oklahoma. Isn't that where Brad Pitt's from? I seem to remember. I know he grew up in Oklahoma. I think he's from Norman. Let me know if you know that. Jane loves to shop from Florida. Patricia, hello. Donna from Wisconsin. Hi, Gail from California. Patrice, Michigan. Hi, Jean Saint Jean. Is it Jean or Jean? Jean Saint Aubin. Jean. I'll call you Jean. Anyway, Sharon. Hi. And let's see. Torb. What's the answer, Torb? Is that where he's from? John, welcome in. Connie. Jane loves to shop. Hi, Audrey. Hi, Lincoln. Welcome in. Hi, Muskogee Land. We need to call you Santa Fe Land now. Rudy, welcome in from Idaho. Hi, Anne Maria. Yeah, oh, yeah, you guys. Well, we had a time change. You haven't had yours yet, right? Diana by the beach, welcome in. Oh, no, you're having tornado sirens? Oh, no. Well, get off the live stream if you need to. Take care of yourself. Sharon, hi, Happy Nessa. Hi, Violets and Roses. Oh, it's more. Muskogee says Brad Pitt's from Moore, Oklahoma. Okay. For some reason, I thought Norman, but I've been in Oklahoma. I've just never explored a lot of it. So, oh, Patricia says they're expecting a severe storm from tonight into Monday. Yeah, our weather's been real dicey here, but we were supposed to get really bad thunderstorms the other day and even potentially a tornado. We never even got the thunderstorms. It was pretty, just a little bit of rain here and there, and it was amazing. So I feel fortunate right now. D, Toronto in the house. Welcome. Hi, Rick. Welcome in. It is a global crowd, Restorative. I love it when I have my international audience here. Jim, yes. Hello to you in Canada. Hi, Ileana. Hi, Donna. Oh, it's Jean. Okay. HFC, welcome in from Connecticut. You guys are still getting some bad weather, aren't you? Texas. Yes, he was born in Oklahoma, Rator. Yeah. Muskogee Land said it was in Moore, Oklahoma. But I somehow he may have lived in Norman, because I remember reading an interview with him one time, and I swear he mentioned Norman. So he may have lived there. Leah, welcome in from Louisiana. Hi, Travels Addict. Oh, no, Jean, you're getting 18 inches of snow tomorrow. Oh, I'm so grateful I'm not getting that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you. Hi, T. Marie. Happy Saturday to you. Restorative says there's a heat wave in South Africa. Well, that would make sense. Aren't you heading into fall? Wouldn't you be heading into fall by now, hopefully soon? Uh, I got to get below the equator, guys. You know, this is a reminder when I hear from people that live in countries below the equator. So whether it's South Africa, I know I have Australian viewers, I have New Zealand viewers, I even have a couple of viewers in South America. I'm like, I've never been below the equator. I got to get there. It's crazy. Do you know how few people live south of the equator in the world comparatively? The majority of the population, I'm surprised the planet just doesn't topple over because, just, of course, how would we know? It's spinning all the time. but, uh, but no, very few. I don't remember the exact percentage, but it's like 20% of the world, 25% of the world's population lives below the equator, something like that. So it might be less. If anyone knows the answer to that, look it up. Let us know. Anyway, Ciara, it's not strange. YouTube is really messing with people on here a lot. There's a lot of really big channels that I have come on and said that half their subscribers don't even get any notifications anymore, and that a lot of them have been unsubscribed without them knowing about it. And then even if you're still subscribed, they still won't notify you. It's just hit or miss. So I don't know that it's deliberate, but it's definitely happening. Hi, Travels Addict. Hi, Gail in Sacramento. You're getting a heat wave. Yeah, Sacramento gets really hot in the summer. Rick says Moore, Oklahoma, south of Oklahoma City. Okay. Hi, Kathy. Hi, starting over again from SoCal. I'm just reading your stuff here, guys. Yeah, Zaza says it's on her bucket list too. I know. Someday. I that is on my list. You know, I don't know where exactly I'd have to go for that, but I mean there's a lot of choices, but someday I want to be in a country below the equator. You know, I was really close to the equator when I was in Togo, West Africa. That's just north of the equator. It was so close and yet so far. Hi, Vivienne. Welcome from London. Thank you. That's a lovely little French town in near in the lower Alps or something. I don't know. It's a ski town. Oh, Ritor's going to Santa Fe in 3 weeks. If you've ever been before, Ritor, because you will love Santa Fe. Ciara says that she spent time in Namibia. It's a different energy when you were south of the equator. Yeah, I can't even imagine because I haven't been there, but I want to get there. There's so many places to go south of the equator that I would love to go. So what did you, Daughter of Earth asked me what I enjoyed in Togo. You know what I enjoyed? I enjoyed surviving it. That's what I enjoyed. No, I'm being facetious. It was so long ago. What did I enjoy? I enjoyed teaching. I taught at a Catholic school for Togolese kids, and I enjoyed teaching. I enjoyed my students. I did not enjoy the climate. I did not enjoy the danger. I did not enjoy going through military coups. Yeah, I didn't enjoy any of that. But no, I did enjoy teaching, and I enjoyed my fellow Peace Corps volunteers that I, became friends. So, hi, Chuck and Allison. Welcome in. I've missed you lately. Oh, John says Moore was one of the towns towns wiped out by a huge tornado. Oh, okay. Well, I think I'm caught up with the things. Anyway, so if any of you are going through bad weather this weekend or soon, be safe out there, and hopefully you get through it, and without a lot of problems, because I know it's bad weather. I'm hoping we're done with hopefully any measurable snow here, but who knows? Who the frick knows? Our temperatures are going to be all over the map the next week. Today, the high is only about 42. Tomorrow, the high is 70. And then we go into the 30s in the middle of the week. Then we go back up to the 50s. And this is like daytime highs. Yeah, it's weird. It's all over the map. No, Ciara, maybe he'll join us, Jean-Marc. We didn't hear from him last Saturday, so. Hi, Sempredely. Ciao. Hi, Anna from Kentucky. Oh, yeah, Daughter of Earth. It was a once in a lifetime experience going to Togo and being in the Peace Corps, but it was not. There was a lot, and I mean, almost died twice. So come on. How much do you really love something where you almost died twice? um, oh, that's funny, Rick. I'm sure it's a shame Jean-Marc's not on here to appreciate your humor. Yeah, Leah. I know a lot of Asian countries are good for the quality of life and the cost, but I can't handle the temperatures. I just can't. I can't live in tropical areas. Just it's not a thing for me. I would be indoors all the time. And I don't want to be indoors all the time. So it's just me, you know. You know, Zaza, that's interesting about you saying you watched a video of a guy traveling nomadically. He says Peru was his cheapest place and Cusco is amazing security. You know what? Because Peru is on the top 10 list of dangerous places to go in the world now. So I don't know. I wanted to go to Peru. I want to go to Machu Picchu. Look at Lucy. She's starting to cry over that. She's like, Mom, take me to Machu Picchu again. She was born there. So, anyway, hopefully. Retour, that's it. Shawnee, Oklahoma. That is right. Yes, I remembered. I couldn't remember what it was, but yes, you're absolutely right. Yes, T. Marie, I know there's mountainous areas in Panama, but you know what? It's still a tropical area, and anytime you get out of the mountainous area, you're fricking sweating your you know what off. So it's not for me. Uh no, south of the equator is not hot if you go further south. I mean, you go to various places, even like South. Okay, who restorative? You let us know about South Africa since you live there. But they have different. They get colder in the well, it would be during our summer, but in their winter, it gets colder, right, in South Africa. Yes, Azai, it is. I was really surprised the U.S. wasn't on that list. Just saying. Oh, Jim says 87 and 90% of the population lives north of the. So it's like only 10 or 13% lives below the equator. Oh my God, it's a lot less than I thought. I was doubling that. Yeah. Okay. I do not have any thoughts on the Academy Awards. I don't follow movies anymore, that new movies or anything. I used to watch them religiously. I was a big movie fanatic. I would go to movies all the time. Not anymore. Just a different world for me now. So, but I still, I'm just going to say this. Yeah, I'm gonna really get in trouble from the Academy Awards Association or whatever organization. But you know what? With the world the way it is right at the moment, I just award shows are to me frivolous. I'm just saying that. I think they're frivolous. There's too many of them, and we're just giving a bunch of awards to rich, privileged people. And I don't dislike a lot of those people. I mean, there's some wonderful people that are celebrities, but it's just in principle, it just doesn't appeal to me anymore. I don't need to see people dressed up in jewels and beautiful gowns when the world is struggling right now. So there you go. I got on a soapbox for a second. And that too, Jane loves to shop. It's too expensive to go to a movie anymore. Absolutely crazy. Zaza, who's an Aussie that is so friendly he can talk to anyone? Tell us the channel. Oh, I'm sure some people at the Oscars will mention it, Jim. But it's still what I'm saying is just in principle. It's not, you know, and I know a lot of celebrities actually believe the same thing I do about it. Like even a lot of celebrities are not really on board. The Oscars, though, is kind of that is the zenith of all award shows. So, and that's been going for over 100 years or around 100 years. It's just been around 100 years. Anyway, I used to love the Oscars. I really did. I didn't watch a lot of the other award shows, but again, I don't watch movies anymore. Not into it. So Zaza says the channel guy is Fiasco da Gama. Well, it's like Vasco da Gama. You know who Vasco da Gama was? He was like a Spanish world, he went off in his little ships in the 1500s or something, or 1600s. So he's doing a takeoff on that. That's funny. I have never heard of that before, but it is a good name. Yes, Jim, I hear you on that. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, he was a sailor, Jim. Thank you. I was thinking of another word, and I was trying to think of what was the word we used to call them. He wasn't a conquistador. He was they had another name for the early explorers that went out and, traveled around the world and stuff. So, sailor. Jim, I can't wait to meet up with you when I get up Toronto way. You have a good sense of humor. Yes, Sonata, I've lived through a lot. Oh, Retour, be safe. Be safe. Take care. Let us know you're okay later on. Leave a comment. No, I'll think of the word. There really is a word, but it's not a word you use commonly, and somehow I'm just not thinking of it. So, oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I'll check him out, Zaza. Yes, I think Vasco da Gama was the first to sail around the Cape of Good Hope. One of the capes. I think it was the Cape of Good Hope. There you go. Rick came up with our info on Vasco da Gama. Could you have even predicted that in today's live stream we would be talking about Vasco da Gama? Like no one could ever have thought that was going to happen, right? Oh, that's funny. No, it's a mariner. No, no, I'll come up with it. Oh, geez. Or if I don't, it's okay. I mean, I was a big history student, so I studied all this stuff, but it was been a long, long time since I've really followed a lot of history. So, Anyway, thank you, Catherine, for reminding people. Yes, hit that like button, get it over 60, please. Thank you, Jane. Okay, a couple things I wanted to mention. First of all, happy Ides of March Eve. Tomorrow is the Ides of March. Somebody tell everybody what that is. What is the Ides of March? Well, we know it's the 15th, but I mean, what is the significance of the Ides of March? Kudos to the first one that chimes in. Okay, thanks, Zaza. Uh-oh, we got a no idea here. Restorative, did you tell us and I missed it? If you have colder weather in your winter down there in South Africa? That's correct. Julius Caesar. Yes, it's from Shakespeare's play Julius Caesar. But I think it's also true of like when he was actually killed. Julius Caesar was stabbed. Wasn't he stabbed by Brutus? Et tu, Brute? But I think it's a real life thing. And then Shakespeare put it into his play, Julius Caesar, I think. Anyway, that's what I remember of that. But yes, it's always been when you say the Ides of March, it always is kind of signifies impending doom or like like a catastrophic event that's happening. Did you think that was going to come up in the live stream today? Oh, okay. Yes. Restorative tells us that it's wet and cold in winter in South Africa. See, they get cold weather. I could deal with that. I can work with that. Okay. Hi, Teffy. Welcome in. Jim, have you been to Cape Town? You sound like you know. Coldish. Restorative, I can tell you Jim is from Canada. Hi, wild horses. Welcome in. Yeah, we've been off we've talked about Vasco da Gama and the Ides of March and Julius Caesar already. So we're really on a roll and today. And the Oscars. We've talked about the Oscars. Oh, you lived there in the 60s, Jim? That's interesting. Yes, Cash Salad. We never know where it's going to go. And that's what I love about it. I love it when you guys we go off in directions I never know. So, yes, Sierra says we're living through the Ides of March every day. Yeah, it kind of feels like it. You guys got to watch my video tomorrow. It's intense. it's intense. So please watch it. It's funny. I put out my video Wednesday, and it was a very positive topic. It was about things that make you extraordinary, exceptional after when you're an older age and everything. And as usual, YouTube doesn't massively push that out. And I'm like, and then people complain to me and they go, why aren't you more positive in your videos? Well, I am positive in some videos. And then in other videos, I'm, intense and scary. But YouTube doesn't like the positive videos from me. I don't know why. And I know they do from some channels. I know they do. But I guess if you have an all positive channel, maybe I don't know. Yes, that's true, Catherine. People like drama. And I guess that's built into the algorithm with YouTube or something with the AI because it's about they want views and they feel like people will be drawn to negative stuff more. I mean, I think that's true. And it's sad because I would like to do more positive ones than I do. And I'm never going to not do a positive one if it's something I want to talk about. I will do it. But I'm just saying it does make me sad that, they don't reward those things, So anyway, hey, that was my rant about that. But anyway, you'll see my video. Please watch my video tomorrow and hype it out. We need that one to, it's a weird negative one because it's actually not political, but it is about something controversial right now. So anyway, please watch tomorrow. Yeah. Well, the title, I can tell you the title terrified me. That's what the title is. This video terrified me. So that's your teaser. I know, Anna, I'm looking. You see, this is why I'm so excited about the travel. And I will tell you, I'll give you the update on how I'm doing with the technology on that. But that's why I'm so excited for the travel thing, because that's where I have a focus. I'm focusing on these little towns. I'm focusing on just like it gets me out of my own head and makes me like experience the world differently. And it's not anything controversial. It's not anything where I have to get super personal. It's just interesting. And so I need that right now. I really do need that. So even though with gas prices skyrocketing, it's not a great time to be driving around, is all I'm saying. So there's that. Thank you, Donna. That's really nice of you. Thank you. I know, Jim, lots of drama. I'm not big on as much drama as we have, obviously. I'm sure most of you aren't either. And yeah, Marianne, I haven't really been following the Nancy Guthrie story. So is there an update you can share with us? Because I honestly don't follow it. And I haven't even seen it on my feed at all lately. So let us know if there's any update. Well, I'm still working on the thumbnail for that, Donna, but it's probably going to be the Home Alone face at this point. So, you know, that it's probably going to be something like that. Really, toy guy. That is one thing I'd like to miss is any Bigfoot sightings. But thank you for letting me know. Thank you, E.O. O'Malley, for spinning your hypes on me. Hi, Poodle Paws. Hi, Marianne. Okay, Jugi Bean says there's nothing new as finding her who did it. It's a very, I don't know much about it. I mean, I know who Savannah Guthrie is, and I watched the first couple, like when it first happened, I watched some stuff, and it's really sad, but there's just something very weird about it. There's just something weird about it that I just can't figure out. So I don't know. Oh, I'm sure they are happy, Nessa. Yeah, because that's right there. Yeah, I'm sure they are still talking about it. Like I said, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's just horrible. And I'm sorry that I don't feel real positive that she's okay because she's older. And, so anyway, I pray for the best. Cash Salad, yes. Home Alone or The Scream, take your pick. Yeah, the famous painting of The Scream, which I also love. Toy Guy says he's looked for Bigfoot, but never saw one. Well, probably a good thing. Let me put it this way. I actually don't disbelieve in Bigfoot. I'm saying that purposely. It's not that I really believe, but I don't disbelieve. In other words, I think it's certainly possible. I believe a lot more in the Yeti in the Himalayas. But if something like that can exist there, I guess it can exist here, different form kind of thing. I don't know. Hi, Sparkle Motion. Welcome in. Happy Nessa thinks she lost her life that night. Well, I do know I'm not you guys may follow, some of you may follow like true crime stuff. I really don't. But as somebody who knows psychology and I taught psychology, I do know that normally in human situations, when somebody is abducted like that, and especially if they're older or they're ill or they're even a child, that it's very often, if it goes past 48 hours, it's usually not a good, it's not going to be a good result. That's the sad news of that. So the statistics are against, let's put it this way, statistics are against her being okay at this point. But that doesn't mean he wouldn't be. So, or she wouldn't be. Yeah, Nakoti, it's interesting that you're mentioning Bigfoot too. Until I moved here to Ohio, I had no idea Bigfoot was a thing here. I really didn't. I mean, I used to live in Seattle. And in Seattle, in Washington State, Bigfoot is, people really believe in that. And Bigfoot apparently exists. I never was hiking up in the Cascade Mountains. I don't know. I never saw anything. So, but I had no idea it was a thing in Ohio. I would not have predicted that. So anyway, I mean, there are woods here, but there's not as many woods as there are in other parts of the country. Jane Goodall thought it was possible that there was Bigfoot. Yeah, well, I don't, like I said, I don't disbelieve it. I personally don't have any frame of reference personally. So trust me, if I ever see Bigfoot in Ohio, you guys will be the first to know. Zaza, I get it. That's funny. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome in. Sounds like some of you are really into this cryptid thing. That's exciting. Isn't there supposed to be Bigfoots in West Virginia too? I would think there'd be a lot in West Virginia. There's a lot of like hollers and like remote areas. So, right, toy guy. That's what I mean. It's like, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of space for Bigfoot here, is all I'm saying. Huh. Yeah, imagine. Ciara's goes, imagine what it would do for your YouTube channel. Yeah, that would pretty much be viral. Don't you think? If I got a picture? Yeah. Like a real one, not like, AI or fake or, photoshopped or they're all over the place. Okay, I don't think they're plentiful, guys. If Bigfoots were plentiful, we would have a lot more evidence. Okay. You guys are funny. That's right. It would be a blurry video. Yeah. Well, because I'd be shaking. I'd have to I wonder if my Osmo is up to the task. Okay, let me tell you my update on my technology. If you guys follow my other channel, I had to post and say I had a delay in getting out my first like town video of a town. So I've got this MacBook, and by the way, it is not helpful to tell me to just return it because I don't believe in that. First of all, I mean, it's working fine. I just have to learn it. I'm not going to give up on learning it. That's, why would I do that? So anyway, I have made some progress. In fact, after I get off this live stream today, I am planning on editing my first video on the MacBook. I did successfully, the big progress I made is I successfully got my video clips uploaded to an iMovie file on my MacBook. Yay! That was a big deal, guys. It took so many tries, but somebody did really help me out. I didn't use it. I didn't end up doing it this way, but they said I could actually plug my Osmo directly into the MacBook and upload directly from the camera with the micro SD card in it. And I did not try that because when I looked it up, it said that was a slower way to upload. So I basically had to have an adapter that I can put the micro SD card in. And then I was able, but I had to learn so many things on the MacBook. Like I couldn't figure out, this is where YouTube is great because I am watching every YouTube video I can about how to edit on iMovie on the MacBook, basically, which is different than doing it on my iPad, let me tell you. So anyway, it's coming along. There should be a video up next Thursday for the travel channel, for the Explore channel. So, yeah, well, I'm persistent. I refuse to give up. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I have been into technology since 1983 when I got my first IBM PC, which did nothing. It had two floppy drives. It was crazy. And then I was so good on computers, even until about 92, 93. I used to teach computer classes at a technical school in Flagstaff, Arizona, actually, when I first moved there. I taught like Microsoft Word. I taught PowerPoint. I taught classes in that stuff. So I have a mind for this. It's just that it progresses so rapidly and they keep changing stuff and I'm older. Oh, I never used WordStar. There was WordPerfect. I remember WordPerfect. I used that and Word. Those were my main two word processing softwares I used. But anyway, I used to teach people how to, use the program. So if I can't figure this iMovie out, then, I'm not worth anything. This is my bailiwick to figure these things out. So I will get there. Oh, it was one of the first programs. Yeah, I don't think I ever used it. I vaguely remember a name like that. They all had Word in their name, though. I did use WordPerfect because I used to work for law firms. I used to be a legal assistant. And I used WordPerfect. They tended to use WordPerfect at their law firms back in the 80s. So basically, yeah. Oh, yeah, DOS. Yeah. I even taught a class in DOS in 1992. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was crazy. But, the world has changed a lot, and I'm not as rapid at picking it up as I used to be, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Oh, yeah. I remember Lotus 123. Yep. See, you guys are bringing out the hits. Bringing out the hits. So, yeah, don't think I might, because somebody left a comment and said something like, well, you should probably just ask somebody for help, or, there you go to the library and somebody can, it's like, I probably know more than they do at the library about technology, to be honest with you. It's just that it threw me a curve because I didn't expect that the iMovie program would be so complex on the MacBook. Like it just, yeah. The thing I love about the MacBook, and I probably will start doing live streams on it, just saying, the camera, the in onboard camera is better. The screen quality is better. The sound is better. Like the Mac, I'm sorry, but Mac products, Apple products are incredibly good sometimes. So, yeah. No, I did not know Fortran. No, and I never learned programming. I never learned how to program. Although technically with DOS, it felt like programming on a basic level, I guess. Oh yeah, the best school I can go to is YouTube. You can learn how to do anything on here. You just have to be patient and look it up and watch the stuff and follow along and you get it. Once I get it, I'm fine. I shouldn't have waited this long in my life to have a Mac, honestly, because it's really good to know both. And Europath said you went from iMovie to DaVinci Resolve, felt like a complete idiot. Yeah, I did not. Well, first of all, I didn't want to get a program where I had to pay for it. iMovie is free on Mac products or Apple products. So I just, I don't want to change from that. This program on the MacBook does everything. So I'm not switching to another program. But and I didn't want to have to pay for something. It just. T. Marie programmed in BASIC and wrote DOS macros. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah, I did not. I mean, I knew some things on BASIC, but I was never going to be a programmer. I'm not like really gifted in this area. I'm just like I've always been a tech person. If somebody like my issue is the thing I love about computers is that unless the computer is actually broken, like there's actually you've got a virus in it or malware or something like that, you can always figure out how to do something because it's logic. It's all logic. So if you kind of learn that concept and it's logical, you just have to figure out what logic they're using. So like an Apple uses different logic than a PC. So that's what I'm learning, like a different language right now, but it's still logical. And once you learn it, it's always the same steps. You always have the same thing, which is very predictable. So anyway, you didn't know I had this tech geeky side, did you? It's there. Well, I learned how to use my Osmo camera in like 2 hours. So hello. And I love that Osmo. I really do. It's really cool. Except sometimes I want to tear the gimbal off and throw it because it has a mind of its own sometimes. I have to talk to it, talk it down. It's like gimbal. Hello. You need to be facing this way instead of up. Jim says I'm not a logical person, so I'm always lost with tech. Yeah, you have to be logical. I've had friends in the last 25 years that I've helped them with technology stuff. Like I remember when I used to teach, even though I wasn't teaching technology at the community college, I'd be in the teacher's lounge and somebody would not know how to do something on because we had computers in there we could use and they wouldn't know how to do something. And I would go over and show them how to do something. Like, I've always been able to figure things out. It's just that, my learning curve right now is just not as, fast as it used to be, but it is good for me. HFC says, I want computers like in Star Trek where you just tell it what you want and presto, it does it. Yeah. Like, what is the thing he says in Star Trek? Engage or something. He says engage to make the ship go. Did somebody give me a suggestion, Cody? Did I miss something? Yeah, I don't see the chat after the live stream. I only see it during and I missed whatever somebody said. So yeah, if you really want me to hear something, then put it in the comments after the chat. I mean after the live stream. Yeah, I don't really enjoy talking to my computer. I don't use Alexa. I don't use Siri. I don't use them. I don't like to. I don't want to talk to them. I don't. That's it. Make it so, Picard said. Yes, make it so. Yeah. Wild Horses says, I love my iPad, but it's old and cannot connect to some apps. I don't want to replace it, so uncomfortable. Yeah, I'm on my second iPad. My first iPad, I used to have videos up about it. I think I took them down. Like I had shorts about what happened to it. I had a weird thing happen to my first iPad. I mean, I'd had it like 3 years and then something glitchy happened to it. And but now I'm on the second iPad. I've had this a year and a half, 2 years, almost 2 years. I think almost 2 years now. And it's fine, but I prefer editing with iMovie on there, but I'm going to have to go in there and clean out all my old files because it's still saying I got a bunch of stuff on iMovie when I deleted it, but I think it's because it puts them onto the photo, library thing. And I got to go in and delete a bunch of stuff because once I have maybe a lot of room on iMovie, I could maybe do one video at a time over there and edit. And it would be, I think, but you know what? I want to learn the new thing. I want to learn the new thing. I don't think it's a good idea to just do it the easy way sometimes. Sometimes you just want to learn something, which is good. And now for my regular videos on here on Elder Gal, I still just shoot those on my iPhone and I just upload them. I just actually edit them on the iPhone because I have iMovie on the iPhone. That's how easy it is to edit on there. So I just do those because you know what? I can only deal with one complex channel at a time. This travel thing is going to take up a lot more time than Elder Gal is. So anyway. Really, Jim? Good to know. I did not know that. I didn't have an Apple store near me. You know what my friend and I did before I left the country last year? My friend and I went and we took a sledgehammer to my old technology, include that old iPad. We smashed the heck out of that stuff. Yeah. Especially the hard drives on that. I think I had 3 or 4 laptops, old laptops that I'd never gotten rid of because, it's a danger. You don't ever want to just throw those away. You have to destroy them or donate them or something. But I mean, even when you delete your stuff off them, if you don't destroy the hard drive, somebody can get stuff. So, yeah, we went out and we had a sledgehammer party on the computers. It was fun. Goodness. I know, Zaza. I was thinking of Office Space when I did it. I love that movie. Office Space is so good. Kathy's asking a good question. Anybody studying a new language? Feel free to chime in. Jean, I do use AI when I Google, but very often AI does it anyway. When you type something in the Google search bar, even if you just type it, AI usually is the one who answers it. It's all AI now. I mean, AI runs Google. Google's the parent company of YouTube. It's all AI, except me. I'm real. Lucy back there is real. Well, she's a real stuffed animal. Yeah, there's nothing like a good sledgehammer. It felt really good to smash those hard drives. And then we took the stuff to the dump because they have a special place that you can put electronics because, you have those lithium batteries and stuff in them. So you don't want to, you do want to dispose of them properly. So we took them to the dump after we destroyed the hard drive. So, yeah, your red staple. Yeah, I know. Oh, Teffy says if you don't want Google AI, you just type AI. Interesting. Oh, okay. Nessa's learning. I don't know how to say that. Gujarati. Anyway, interesting. It's a language from India. Are you learning Vietnamese, Sonata? Or do you want to learn Vietnamese? I think you're joking a little bit. Are you asking me, daughter of Earth? I only was studying French, and I have not been since I've been back in the US. But you know what? Even the almost 3 months I was in France, I really did refresh a lot in my head. So once in a while, I still have a dream, at night where I like speak some French in the dream, and I'm like, what the heck is that? So it's still it's roaming around in my brain. But no, I haven't learned anything else because I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to live outside somewhere. Live outside of the US. Sharon says, I've been studying Spanish on Duolingo for 2 years. Finally feel like I'm catching on. Yeah, I was using Duolingo too. It's very slow. I didn't feel like Duolingo was really, I don't know. It wasn't as optimal probably, but it was free. I was using a free language program. So Happiness, it says, I know quite a lot of Espanol. Took Spanish for 4 years. Zaza says, love Brazilian Portuguese, but there's a lot of slang. One of the funniest things I ever witnessed years ago, I was on my honeymoon with my second husband. We were on a cruise in the Caribbean. And we were sitting by the pool one day. This was like in the late 80s. And we're sitting by the pool, and there's a bunch of people on the ship from Argentina, where they speak Spanish. And then there were a bunch of people from Rio de Janeiro, which is, Brazil. So it's Portuguese. And they got into a fight, like a verbal fight at the pool. And one of them is speaking Spanish and the others are speaking Portuguese. And never the twain shall meet. In other words, they didn't cross over and start speaking each other's language. And yet I'm pretty sure they both understood exactly what the other was saying. And it was like, we're sitting there like watching this going back and forth. Like, we're like, I hope they just don't start hitting each other. And it was intense. It was not a play fight. It was like they were really like yelling at each other. And I think they were hurling a lot of insults, but I don't really I speak very little Spanish, and I don't speak Portuguese at all. So yeah, I bet they understood each other, Jim. Yeah, they did. Anyway, but it was funny because it was like an international like fight. And my husband and I kind of looked at each other and we went, this is so interesting. Anyway, dry throat here. All right. So let's see if there was anything else I wanted to tell you. Oh, well, I have something bad to share and then something positive to share. So which one do you want first? And I don't mean anything. There's nothing about like me or what's going on with me. This is just like something that's a more negative concept to share, and something Teffy wants the bad. Okay. Oh, we want the bad first. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's interesting. You just proved the YouTube algorithm right there. You did. Right? You're just proving it right now, guys, in the chat. Oh, Sonata says positive. Thank you, Sonata. Yeah, but that is, you see, this is why the algorithm works like it works. Anyway, I can't help thinking, you guys know I'm into music, and one of the songs, I'm not playing it for you because I don't know how to play it yet. But one of the songs I've been obsessed with lately is a song way back from the 60s. And the reason it's a negative song. So that's why I'm saying it's negative. It's not really negative news. It's just negative song. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you so much. And so anyway, I'm supposed to go in there and like that, aren't I? I don't know if I'm able to do that. I'm not able to do that. Oh, I hearted it. There you go. Okay. Anyway, it's a song back from the 1960s, and it really applies to what's going on right now in the world. If anybody, I'll let you guys try to guess the song first. It was a big song in the 60s, late 60s, and it was about, I'll give you a hint. It involves, they talk about like the Vietnam War in it. So let's see if anybody can guess the song. And it has a negative title. No, but good guess, toy guy. It's not war. What is it good for? But that's a good guess. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not war. But boy, it's interesting. You guys picked up on that. No, not blowing in the wind. Although that is also an anti-war song. That Nelissa, ding, 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 ding. Nelissa gets it. Eve of Destruction. Thank you. Yes, it's Eve of Destruction. That's what we're looking for today. Anyway, by Barry Maguire. I have the words here and the chords. Have not played it, but I've been obsessed with it lately because it really speaks to how I feel about what's going on right now. And so I love the line where it says, "But you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction." And it is negative. I'm sorry. It's sad. But I think the song is going through a resurgence right now because it really speaks to, especially when we this war started with this over in Iran. I couldn't help but think of this song. Like it just kept going around in my head. So anyway, listen to it on YouTube. Yes, it will. Well, I have my own song that is not about war per se. At least I am working on another song, but I do have a song that I keep thinking about putting up on my channel, but then I really don't want it to tank my channel. So I've been really like circumspect about it. It's more like a protest song, but yeah. Oh, thanks, Sheila. I'm sorry about the communication with your son. Oh, Jean's playing that on YouTube. Yeah. Oh, I know. The words in it. I mean, the words of this song are so amazing. You know, I mean, it's really more about Vietnam, but it's like the things. Though I love the last paragraph of the song. It says, "Think of all the hate there is in Red China, then take a look around to Selma, Alabama." Of course, that was a direct reference to the marches that were going on to get equal rights and stuff. And then it says, "You can leave here for 4 days in space, and when you return, it's the same old place. The pounding of the drums, the pride and disgrace. You can bury your dead, but don't leave a trace. Hate your next door neighbor, but don't forget to say grace. But you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, that you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction." You know, it's funny that they really thought this. I mean, now we can look back at the 60s and we can say, well, I mean, that looks so quaint compared to now to me. I mean, it really does. It looks like, why were they afraid we were on the eve of destruction then? Well, there was the whole nuclear thing that was still a thing then, obviously. My friend, I was talking to my best friend on the phone yesterday, and we were talking about how, we used to do the duck and cover. Remember the duck and cover in the 60s? I think it was during the Cuban Missile Crisis, 62, October of 62. And I was like, yeah, but I think it was a blessing to be a child because we didn't really understand how serious that was. Like we didn't really get it. But yeah. Yes, Jim, so many young men did die in Vietnam. And not only just people dying, but the people who got lifelong health problems and died afterwards from health problems and mental health problems and just, oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. You know what's funny? Years ago, I used to have a lot more memorabilia than I do now. Most of my memorabilia fits in a bin now, like a medium-sized bin. But I used to have this booklet that they must have given us in the early 60s about the whole duck and cover and how to survive a nuclear attack. And or else my parents had it and somehow I got it. But anyway, I threw it out. This was a number of years ago. I threw it out, never realizing I might need it again someday. But it was it was BS, guys. It was so BS. I reread it and I was like, seriously? They think that if you're ducking under a piece of wood, it's going to save you from the nuclear blast. That was insane. Like they treated people like we were idiots. And the thing is, there was no social media in those days. You had to trust what people said. There was no alternate kind of way to find out information like there is today. Of course, today we have to decide whether things are real or not. And that, like I said, watch my video tomorrow. But the thing is that, yeah, I mean, they wrote songs like this, like Eve of Destruction and War and, you know, various songs about it. And yet we weren't, I mean, now we can look back on it and we're thinking, oh, it wasn't as bad as it is now. So, but maybe it felt like that at the time. So, Teffy says in Switzerland, every house has a bunker with ammunition and non-perishable foods. Every house? Seriously? I did not know that. Wow. HFC says my generation was not duck and cover, it was kiss your ass goodbye. They even had a song. It was duck and cover. Don't you remember the duck and cover song? There was a little jingle. Yes, I think we need the positive now, Nicody. Yeah, I know. Well, I was gonna remind you of putting it into like perspective, putting everything we're going through right now into perspective in some way. And one of the books, even though I'm not doing the spiritual channel right now, once in a while I will share something on here on my live stream. And if you guys can get a hold of this book, it's a manual for living comfortably in the cosmos called Emmanuel's Book. I think it's out of print, but you might be able to get it at a used bookstore, like in the spiritual section. If you have never read it, it's a really good time for reading it now because you will feel very positive. In fact, I'm going to go through and reread. There was actually a book. This is book 1, and then there's a book 2. And but I'm going to reread this because I haven't read it in a long time. And I thought, you know what? We need this right now because this reminds us that there's something greater than ourselves. And it reminds us that there's a point to all this. You know, we're in a schoolroom and the lessons are hard sometimes. But hi, Blau Chili. Welcome in. Hello. And I wanted to read you just something towards the back of the book that just I thought was a wonderful little passage to read you guys today because we need this right now. I don't think so, Nicody. This was it was one of these, her name is Pat Rodegast, who channeled Emmanuel. And I went to a seminar she gave. I actually got to meet her in person and go to like a 2-day seminar. I really was amazing back in the late 80s. And but this book is just amazing. Anyway, I just want to read this last one of these passages towards the end. It says a lot of this is done in question and answer form in this book. Like somebody has asked Emmanuel. She used to go into a trance and channel Emmanuel. It was really interesting. Anyway, oh, they are available, Rick. Oh, good. Okay, good to know. Yeah, he says they're available on Amazon, so good. All right. Anyway, she writes. Somebody asked her the question. Please tell us what planet Earth looks like from a distance. And I just found this really beautiful because again, it's a reminder of how insignificant and yet how significant we are. It says, "I see light. I see consciousness. I see waves upon waves of prayer and supplication, of pain and of joy, leaving your earth. There is a constant flow of the consciousness of longing away from your earth and a constant flow of healing towards it. There is continuing communication, which I perceive in waves of light." So what I take from that in a non-religious sense, of course, is that we're not alone. We're always looked after, even though it doesn't seem like we are, even though it seems like there's no point to what the craziness that's going on. There is a point, even if we don't get it. Does that make sense? And so I take comfort from that. And there's a wonderful, I was trying to find the passage that I remembered in here that I loved. And I couldn't find it while I was glancing through it. But basically, Emmanuel says something like, "You are safe. You are infinitely safe. You know, you think that you're in danger, but your soul is eternal. You're never in danger. You're always going to be able to go to the light." And it's a really, and she didn't say it like that, but anyway, it's that kind of idea. So anyway, I recommend if you guys need a spiritual lift, read this book. It will make you feel better right now. So thank you, T. Marie. Yeah, Rick might be a robo chat. We don't know. Rick, are you real or not? Oh gosh, yeah, Jelly Bean. Yeah. Well, that was before Hollywood realized what was going on, I guess. I don't know. Uh, oh, yeah, I remember Dust in the Wind. Yeah. Rick says I could be AI. I don't know. I think you have too good a sense of humor for AI at this point. I'm not sure AI is up on the humor. Thank you, Sharon. Jim says he's real Canadian maple syrup. Is the maple syrup much better up in Canada than we get here? Or do we get, or, well, yeah, are the imports stopped now because of the tariffs? I don't know. It is getting better with humor. Like I said, watch my video tomorrow. I will be sharing something that will scare you to frickin' ever. Yeah. So it is true. It's not better, Jim, or ours isn't better. We get it from you. Same sap of trees. Yeah, I guess we did not get to see Jean-Marc today for the second week. I hope he's okay. I hope he didn't have an accident with some sort of wild boar or something like that, or other forest creature. Are we in need for more scares? Yeah, no, that's all I got you for the bad and the good. I gave you a little, when I give you something like negative message, I try to give you on the live stream a positive message too. So, um, okay, any other questions, thoughts, comments? I think that's about most of what I had. I'm not doing any expeditions this coming week for my other channel because I still got 4 videos to edit and I got to work on that this week. And I may go out. I may go out one day this week. There is the next town I wanted to go to. I may go, but only if I can get my editing done first because I don't want a backlog of this stuff. So, the boar's revenge. It's a shame Jean Marcus is seeing this. Yeah. Tommy says George looks like he has a bad hangover. He's just sad. You know, both of those two, very sad about the war right now. They're not, they're not happy. Ciara, do you mean walking at the rec center? Because it's not a senior center, but it isn't. No, I did not walk. I walked outside this week, but I may have to go once or twice this week to the rec center. I have been walking. I haven't been building up, but I have been walking. Yeah, that's possible, but I haven't seen him in the comments either. He might be on, maybe he's on a trip or something. Who knows? Hopefully he's fine. I'm not going to assume the worst. So, Ciara, there is a pool at the rec center, but I'm not up to using that yet. They do have a senior like pool recreation or whatever. In other words, you can do like it's not really aerobics, but it's like it's a senior program for people in the shallow end of the pool. I haven't gone. I probably won't go for a couple more months for that. I really gotta focus on the channel right now and on stuff. So I'm getting out and getting exercise, but I'm just not, I got to get into a routine. No, Sonata. The first town is not a surprise. I covered East Liverpool in, which is just over the border from Pennsylvania and West Virginia. So that's my first video town. No, Nicody, not a splash park person. No, no, no. If you don't remember, I've shared this before on the live stream, but some of you may not have been tuned in. But I used to be a fish. I literally, like, I could swim. I used to swim in the ocean when I was a kid, like 10, 12 years old. I was swimming in the ocean. I always was I learned how to swim very early in my life. I loved it. I loved being in the water. And then I developed an inner ear disorder in my mid 20s, and I can't get my head underwater or I'll be dizzy for days. It will screw up my inner ear balance. So, can't do it now. So because of it, it kind of put me off pools. Haven't really been in a swimming pool since I think the last time I was in a swimming pool, I was like 33, maybe. Oh, yeah, I think it was about 33. Yeah, I don't think I've been in a pool since. So that's why I'm a little reluctant because, I've got to do activities where I don't get my head underwater. Um, and so in the ocean, like I have been to the ocean, but I just wade in the ocean, like, up to my mid, calves or something. I don't ever swim in the ocean anymore because you can always get water in your ears or something like that. It's awful. It's really a horrible, it was such I loved the water so much that it was such a heartbreak to me to lose that. But, it can always be worse. So I have to just deal with it. Yeah. But I don't like the ocean anymore anyway, because I also have a lot of fear of sharks and jellyfish and stuff like that. I will share with you the last time I was in the water was when I was 33. That was on when I was on my honeymoon with my second husband. And we were on a cruise and we put in at this, they had it was Norwegian Cruise Lines, and they had their own little island thing, and went for the day, and they had like this protected kind of cove where you could go out, and it was really nice because you could go out and, I really was careful not to get my head underwater, but I did swim. I did like the breaststroke and stuff. So anyway, but I got freaked out there because I'm past where I could stand and I'm just kind of treading water. And this giant manta ray comes for me. And I kept thinking, well, it'll veer off, won't it? No, went right under me. Just didn't care that I was there in the water. Scared me to death. I mean, at least it wasn't a stingray, because that would have scared me because that barb could go in your freaking body. But it was a manta, but it was big. And it was like, I don't like a lot of things in the ocean. So I didn't scream or anything, but I was like, I'm watching it. I'm looking down in the water. I'm watching it go under me. And I'm like, oh my God. And it was huge. And I was in an area of the little protected area. I mean, it wasn't closed off, but I think they had, I don't know, if the manta ray could get in, couldn't you think a shark could get in there? I don't know. Anyway, I did come in out of the ocean after that happened. I was like, no, no. And then we went to this other place, same cruise. We went to this other place on the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, where it's a, fish or whatever. And but you go down and you swim in this. it's near Cozumel. No, it's near Cancun. I guess Cancun is probably closer. Anyway, I don't know the name of it now, but anyway, we went there and I get in the water. You go down like it is goes fairly deep and you can swim out to these rocks and stuff. And it really is a pretty place. I think it would have been natural, but they enhanced the place or something. Anyway, they had lots of fish in there, lots of tropical fish, and it was like being like you're basically going into an aquarium is what it felt like. And uh and I did not realize this, but the fish come up and start nibbling on you, and I'm like, I know this isn't cool. I don't want this. So no, I don't. It's funny, when I was a kid I didn't even think about stuff like that when I was in the ocean, but I don't like stuff in the ocean. I like dolphins. That's about it. So anyway, yeah, I'm a landlubber too, Rick. I hear you. Yeah, I can't. I like being by the ocean. I like the salt air. I like the sound of the waves. I just don't like being in the water anymore. Oh yeah, the jellyfish scares the you know what out of me. I was on another story about being on the water when I was still, I think I was in my, think I just graduated college and I was in living in Williamsburg, Virginia. And I had a friend from my senior year of college that her family had a cabin on the Chesapeake Bay and they had a sailboat. And one weekend she called me and invited me to come go on a, like a weekend with them across the Chesapeake Bay over to, I don't know, Maryland, I guess. And so So I'm like, okay, because I used to love to be on boats and I used to love, water even then in my, this was like I was 21. And, but we parked in this cove that night and the water was full of jellyfish, like just full of them. And there was no way I was going in there. So, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's not I grew up my early life, I wasn't afraid of any of that stuff, but became afraid. Then I had the inner ear disorder and that pretty much put the kibosh on all that stuff. So yeah, I'm a landlubber. Oh yeah, salmon don't bite. Yeah, I love salmon. Well, I love to eat salmon, but I also think they're very attractive fish. So yeah, but no, these little, I don't know. I guess they were looking for dead skin on people. That's what they were trying to eat, but in this little thing, but oh God, it was unnerving. It's like, get away from me. I'm not your meal. I'm a human. What's that line from the Elephant Man movie? Do you guys remember the Elephant Man? And the Elephant Man says, I am not an animal. I am a human being. Well, that's how I felt with those fish. Just saying. So, yeah, I'm not a big fish lover. I know somebody told me one time, they said, you should get like an aquarium to watch fish. I go, I have no desire to do that. Just, yes, it is like the little fish that do pedicures. Yeah, they're eating your dead skin or parasites, Bonnie. I don't know, one or the other, but I don't care. It's gross feeling, you know? Donna, you tried to learn Italian, gave up. Well, languages are not easy. At this point, the only other, I mean, obviously I do pseudo know French. So, but I mean, and I know a tiny bit of Russian, but I would only learn a language if I was going to go live somewhere else, which is highly unlikely at this point in time. But yeah. T. Marie, I love plants, but I don't have a lot of experience with plants. My grandmother had a green thumb. She was really like, she could grow anything. She was just amazing. My mother did not like plants. So we never really had plants at home. I got to see them at my grandmother's house. So I usually have had very few plants in my life, and I don't have a brown thumb, but I wouldn't say I have a green thumb. I had a plant. I had one plant when I lived in California at my little senior apartment, and it thrived. It really did. I ended up giving it to the social services coordinator there that worked there when I left to go to France, because and it was doing so well. I mean, when I had it, I hopefully it's still alive. I don't know. It was still alive in August when I saw it, but I don't know. I'm not a big plant person. I know they're really good to have around. I do, but I don't know a lot about plants. So oh yeah. Well, that would be a lot of work, Sonata. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I don't want the work involved in a fish tank. And I don't really, I mean, I've had gone to doctor's offices sometimes that have like, one of those giant fish tanks. And I will sit there and you get kind of like mesmerized by watching them swim around. So I guess I can see that it could be a comfort. Um, but I wouldn't want one of my own. No. Yes, Marion. Hopefully it does mean more income. Sorry you have to put up with it though. I don't miss my old place really. I'm actually okay here. I mean, I adapt to places I live. I've lived in so many places in my life that I really just kind of adapt, and I am feeling more at home here. And I the only thing I miss about the West right now is the mountains. I do miss seeing the mountains because the mountains in the East, it's not the same. Um, or that, here there's a lot of hills and stuff. It's just not the same. I do miss the mountains. That's one thing I loved about the West. A lot of places in the West was the mountains. So I am a mountain person, apparently. Not a mountain man, not a mountain woman. Just I do like the mountains. When I lived in Flagstaff, those San Francisco peaks right behind Flagstaff, oh my gosh. I was so like, I loved them so much. I was just every day I could just stand outside and look at those mountains, and I just felt amazing. They're supposed to be sacred mountains to the Native Americans around there, and it's easy to understand why. There was something really mystical about them. Yeah. Oh God, leeches. Yeah, don't even know. Never had a leech on me, thank gosh. Yeah, I wouldn't want that. Okay, any other questions or thoughts? We'll go about 10 minutes, more minutes if you've got guys have any questions. I'm a pioneer woman. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I am kind of a born traveler, or a person that likes new experiences. I've always been like that. So if that means I'm a pioneer woman, then yeah, I guess so. Um, I do like, I do adapt to new places. If I had been in one place in Europe, for longer and just in one spot, I would have adapted really well. It's hard when you have to move around frequently. That's why I love having a home base. I could go out and travel or whatever if, once I have more money, and then always come home, kind of thing. So, yeah. Any other questions you guys have? Plans for the week, CR asked. Well, walking. Walking. I have been really better about my music. I've been playing consistently every other day. And as soon as my calluses are built up a little more, I'll be playing every day. I've got a lot of video stuff to do this week. The weather at times is supposed to be really good. At times it's supposed to be weird. Nothing really bad though. No real bad weather. No, that's about it. You know, just surviving like we all are in the times we're living in. That's another song. There was a wonderful folk singer songwriter named Kate Wolf. If you guys have never listened to her music, she did a beautiful song called "The Times We're Living In." And it doesn't really apply directly to everything we're dealing with right now, but I love the title of that. The times we're living in. That's just, you got to deal with it. We're here. We're on a planet hurtling through space, but we're trapped on the planet right now. So, yeah. Yeah, Jean has heard of Kate Wolf or heard Cat. Yeah, if you guys have never listened to Kate Wolf, you can pull videos up of her on YouTube. She passed away a number of years ago. I don't remember. I think she died relatively young. I think she was only like in her 40s or something. Beautiful music, beautiful songs. I actually knew a couple of her songs at one time because one of the guys that I used to play music with in California kind of I'd never heard of her before. He introduced me to her music, and I did play a couple of her songs. But now that song, John, I do play. The Times They Are a Changin'. That is a Bob Dylan song. I do play that one. No, her name's Kate Wolf. Jean spelled it for you. So yeah, just look her up sometime. Really, really wonderful. And a wonderful sound to her voice. A very different voice. Lena, hi, welcome in. No, I don't really go to the library right now. Don't really need to. If I have a need to go there, I will go there. It is a nice library we have in town, but yeah. Marianne, no, they don't sing, but they do tap their little feet. Just- they do like it when I play. So, Peachy Keen says, I always say we are in a dream or nightmare. I've decided it's a nightmare. Yeah, it's kind of tending more towards a nightmare land right now. But you know what? One of the things that I do, which I guess is just a defense mechanism of some sort mentally, but when times are really bad, like whether I'm going through something really personally bad or the world is going through something really bad, it doesn't matter. Right now, I don't feel like personally things are as bad as they are, outside of me. But anytime that Zaza, that's funny. Anyway, anytime I feel like there's just so much stress, coming bombarding us, uh, I love to sleep. I just can sleep so much easier when things are really awful. I know that sounds weird. It sounds counterintuitive, but I've always been that way. Like somehow when things are going well, I have more problems sleeping sometimes. But when things are really bad, I can sleep. I mean, even last fall when I was having that bad month with my blood pressure up because of the higher thyroid dose and everything, I was still sleeping fine because that was an escape. Sleep becomes my escape from having to think about what's going on. And so I don't sleep more than normal, but when I do go to sleep, I really appreciate it. So I know HFC. I hear you on that. Bonjour, Jane. Well, you came in right before the end here. Yes, that's the face, Poodle Paws. Yeah. Yeah, I just, some people have a lot of trouble sleeping, and my heart goes out to them when things are bad because they're worrying. But for some reason, I really can just, I can just kind of push it aside. Of course, I have tools that I use in meditation that help me put things aside sometimes. I mean, it doesn't work every night. I once in a while right now still have a night where somehow I can't get to sleep for like 2, 3 hours. But that happens only about once every 2, 3 weeks. So, yeah, I'm just trying to, and then I wake up in the morning and then I remember what the world is right now. And I go, darn, that's not good. I know, Hockenberry, a lot of people didn't, excuse me, their notifications did not work properly. So, Ciara says, I've been sleeping like crazy, cutting back on sugar and not too much coffee. There you go. There you go. I know, Sue. I have that problem sometimes, but usually it's when things aren't as bad. It's interesting. When things are just kind of normal stress level, that's when I have more trouble sleeping, weirdly. But when things get, that's how I know things are really bad right now in the world because I'm just sleeping fine. That's a strange thing, but I'm grateful for it. And I keep hoping that okay, I'll just say something really negative now. It's my dark sense of humor, though. If things, I apologize in advance. I feel like, if the end of the world is coming, please let it happen while I'm asleep. Just, just, just take me out when I'm asleep, please. Just do it then, because I really don't want to wake up to that stuff. So, oh goodness. Oh, hi, Pamela J. Welcome in. I know. Hey, Jim, you get it. You get my weird sense of humor on that. I know a lot of people do not think that's funny. In my weird mind, it's not that it's funny. It's just it kind of speaks to the situation that you have to actually hope for that rather than have to live through something worse. Yeah, and it is the best time to go in your sleep. It is. You remember that little thing when you say when you're a child, what was it? If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. That's it. That's the concept right there. Yeah. So, so that helps me go to sleep because then I'm like, hey, you never know, a miracle can happen. So I probably would not be able to talk this way if I wasn't 71 years old. It's just, when you're this age, you can just say it. What am I still hoping for in the next, maybe 20 years of life? Now, if the world got a lot saner and a lot safer, I would love that. I'm the first person that would love that. But I know, Wild Horses, I have to watch that movie again, Harold and Maude, because I was watching a movie the other day that I had not seen for probably 25 years. And when you haven't seen a movie in a long time and then you watch it again and you remember that you used to like it and then you watch it and you're a lot older, you think differently. You watch it and you go, wow, I didn't have that take on it before. Like you have a different take on it. Haven't you noticed that when you watch something you haven't watched in years? So like I saw Harold and Maude when I was young. Like I don't think I've seen it since I was probably in my 30s. And I'm thinking, I wonder if I would really see it differently because especially the character, her, the old lady, Maude, I wonder if I would see her character differently than I did when I was young. Probably would. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Just a good actress. Wasn't it Ruth Gordon played Maud? Yeah. Great. And he just died recently, Bud Cort, the actor. Yeah, I got to watch that. I do have to watch that. I really love watching movies I haven't seen in a long, long time because I really do look at them differently. And it's kind of a revelation to me. It's very interesting. It's like, wow, when you wonder if age has changed you, just watch an old movie that you haven't seen since you were 30. And you will see how age changed you. In fact, I think that would be a good video to talk about, actually. I just gave myself an idea. Okay, well, I think we'll wrap it up. We've been going an hour and a half, and you guys have been great. We've been all over the map. We've talked about everything. We've had some bad, some good, some Vasco da Gama. We learned about South Africa's weather. We've talked about Harold and Maude. We've been everywhere. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Don't forget to watch my video tomorrow. Like I said, if it doesn't horrify you, I would be surprised because it's actually what I'm going to talk about actually horrifies me more than some of what else is going on right now. So, Anyway, look for that. I'll see you back here next Saturday. There'll also be a video, probably a more positive video out Wednesday, probably about my dad. You know, next Wednesday is my dad's birthday. It would have been my dad's 98th birthday. So I'm thinking about, I've only done one dedicated video about my dad on this channel. I think I may do another from a different kind of take on it. I may do something else involving my dad for Wednesday. So, and then don't forget on the Explore channel, there will be a video out Thursday. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Take care of yourselves. Those of you who are in areas where you're getting bad weather, be safe. And thank you guys. We had a wonderful live stream today. I appreciate it. Anyway, take care and be a good human. Okay? Bye.